Hi, I'm Debbie Peterson, founder of the Wellness Gala. We promote the healing benefits of integrative medicine and holistic choices available to everyone. I've experienced their life-changing results firsthand, and I can't wait to share these options with you on our show, Balance Your Life. Each week, along with my co-hosts, Barb and Dina, we'll be bringing you experts in fitness, food, health, beauty, and wellness, with options, tips, and techniques for a balanced mind, body, and spirit. On today's episode, we'll talk with Traci, the renegade mentor, about her special type of coaching. Then we'll chat with Lee, the Mandala Medium, about his sacred geometry art. But first, we talk with Jaye, thought strategist and founder of Thought in Motion Water Bar, about all the things they have going on there. We're back, and we have Jaye with us today, who is a thought strategist and the founder of Thought in Motion, which is in Montclair, New Jersey. And it's got a wonderful water bar. What is a thought strategist? Because it's such a cool name.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I have been practicing for a long time and in this business for a long time. And it's about mastering the now and what you think and feel. And I've had a lot of clients that I help understand, what do you do with it? What do you do with a negative? What do you do with trauma? What do you do with things that excite you? And it's very tricky. You know, the game is very advanced. And with technology and the way things are always in your moment, you forget what you're thinking and feeling, and you start to create what others want you to think and feel. So a thought strategist, now I'm in the corporate world, which I love.
Yes.
And I'd like to see things be mastered as world peace, and that is our objective.
So
it really is.
What I don't think is explained by the name is that you also give everyone tools. So it's not just an explanation and a learning process. That there are tools that are given to implement this so you never forget it and you can keep moving forward. And I say this, yes, I have experience working with Jaye.
Yeah, thank you. I like using icons. So we've created an environment and Thought in Motion Water Bar, which is going to be called the Water Bar, where you can come in and get taught or go through an experience or have a great moment of peace or learn a new lesson. And we're very big on icons, so we have free iconology that goes out to all of our clients that remind them to use form like an alarm clock or a stop sign. Nobody drives through a stop, well, some people do. But, you have these things to make life easier. And so iconology was all the lessons I was taught to make it easier for the individual, because life can get a little confusing sometimes, especially when we don't feel good. And when we have goals that are very high and lofty, we can sometimes get focused on the failure instead of the success. So we created a very simple process where you can see it and know exactly where your thought to conclusion is, because every thought does have a focused vibrational conclusion to it, and we teach that. Right. And once you map it out and see it, you get to rearrange your life and remap and refocus and replan and recreate. So it's fun.
And have the life you want.
That is the goal,
right? Okay.
The goal is to love your life.
Yeah.
And how many people do you know that love every aspect of their life? It's not as easy as it sounds always.
Right.
It is. It's work. And we've had a lot of children in the past 25 years. And to see them practice and to do it, my children, being that as well, they can tell when they have a negative and they have to pivot and move it to a new idea in the moment. Because, the only living moment is when you're creating. Right. And people love to pick ideas from the past and bring them into the now. They forget that the trauma, they're recreating more of it instead of dismantling it and creating what they love from that. So it gets tricky.
I've used some of your tools, but part of my life is always, I don't look at the negative because you get stuck there and that becomes your now. So look to where you want to go. And you put it beautifully with your explanation. Can you share that with our viewers about coming back to the neutral?
I think avoidance, a lot of people do, and they'll keep the pain inside, but they're still believing it and they're still vibrating it. So to acknowledge what you don't like is the first step in the compass, the coordinate. Okay. Where is it? And then to move it to what you want, and the pivot in the now is, this is what I've experienced. I don't like it. And I don't want to add frequencies or focus or vibrations to the thing I don't like. So I can pivot and move it to what I love, which is a relationship that's harmonious, great communication, passion, connection. You can see what you want from what you don't like. And that's really, pivoting is very important, but most people, when it's very low or they have something that they don't like, they stare at it at end. When things
are the toughest and most overwhelming is when we really need to look elsewhere. But that's when we get, human nature, we get stuck, and people do that.
You get caught up in
that.
So
it's the tools that you give and the teachings that really help people work through those challenges.
Wow.
Be able to do that. Right. Create what they want.
in addition to changing everyone's life, which you do without even
On a
realizing,
daily basis.
Can you just kind of give us a little bit about your training and how you arrived here, and just share? You have incredible abilities, and so just share it a little bit.
We all have this. And I've had, for the last 40 years, people say, Jay, you have such a gift. I don't. I don't have a gift. What I have taught and why I've had so many clients is that we all have this gift. When you're present enough to understand the basics, to know what your soul is saying, to know that the now is the only time to create. And I went to school with film and graphic design, and here I am with very beautiful players that are really good leaders that are going to make a difference in the world because they have the same gift just like you guys do, which is if you realize what the present moment does, you can change and create your life to whatever you want. Now, does it get tricky? Yes. It is the biggest chessboard. At the water bar, we have chess pieces all over the water bar. And I was 10 when I started to understand this. Wow. And by 20, I was in my own business doing this. And now in my 50s, I'm still doing the same thing. But I have so many students that have become such great leaders. They just needed to remind it like I was reminded.
And you have a huge team.
I do.
Trained. I mean, we should talk about them a little bit.
Beautiful leaders near me.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love that. The more leaders, the better we are.
Yes.
That do it in the right way. It's why I said no to Time Magazine, because I didn't have all the students. Now, I always go in as a group.
What I love in something that you just said that a lot of people don't understand, that like people get it now more so than before, that you can have or do or be anything that you want, you can create. But Jay added to that, or maybe said this first and to this piece, was to come back to the now, right? To create from the now, because
so important.
Yeah, it's important. It's letting go of and be present when doing that.
It's harder than most people believe, because
it sounds simple, but you really got to practice it.
You do. You have to keep going. How do I feel? And then notice what they're feeling. They're both in the mirror effect. Circles are very important because, the mirror effect is everything you're creating. Your vibration, it creates the life that you live in. And only you can go in and say what you love and what you don't. And when you don't love something, you don't want to keep focusing on it. You want to find the answer and focus on what you want, not what you don't love. Absolutely. But most people that are unhappy will keep thinking about what they don't love.
You are now in a place where you work with CEOs of major companies.
We're working in some very, interesting.
And then you have your team that, do they give classes to general public is invited? How does
we have experiences we do once a month.
Even if you're not sensitive to energy, when you go into the water bar, it's an incredible feel. It's beautiful, it's welcoming, and it's so positive that it makes you want to.
Even if you're just going for a cappuccino, you think you're going for a cappuccino.
I put things I love there.
Yes, you're going to be part of our panel discussion and our event on June 5th. Yes,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you, because I think our main topic is going to be about how thoughts and words work together.
Yeah, so important.
So that's going to be great. And then we'll have lots of questions.
Our viewers at home should prepare their questions and be ready to come and ask Jay. Because,
that's right.
It's going to be a fabulous day, but just the energy sitting here right now is just incredible. So
So we hope we'll see you on June 5th. It's from 7 to 9 for the panel at the Best Western in Fairfield.
I'm so excited.
And thank you, Jay, for being with us.
No,
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for inviting me. It's beautiful.
Been great.
It's beautiful.
It's
Thank you.
Great.
And we'll be right back. Hi, everyone. We're here with Barb. So, Barb, what are you making us today?
So today, I'm making 2 different fig items. They're appetizers, but you can actually have this one, the one that I do on the naan, you could actually have it for dinner. It's delicious. Again, with a glass of red wine.
Right. Where is
and
our
maybe
wine?
a little salad. I know. We should be drinking wine on this show.
Good for you.
So anyway, the first thing I'm going to show you is these are little pastry cups. You buy them in the freezer section. They're already cooked.
Yes.
And all I did was put a little bit of brie and a little bit of fig jam.
I love that stuff.
Put them in the oven at like 350 just until it's melted, maybe 5 minutes at the most. Absolutely delicious, so simple. So that's one idea with fig. The next thing I'm going to show you how to make is fig, goat cheese, arugula, and a balsamic glaze on naan bread. So let me show you how to make those. So these are super, super simple. You're gonna wanna toast your naan bread. You are going to spread some fig jam on it. And wait till you see how pretty this looks at the end. It looks so gourmet, and it's so easy to do. And then take some crumbled goat cheese and just spread it on top in little bits. And then you're just gonna wanna put a little bit of arugula on it, not too much. Arugula can be strong, it's very peppery. And you don't have to use this if you don't want, but I've chopped up some prosciutto, put a little teeny bit of that on there. Whoops, we lost one. And then the part that makes it look beautiful and makes it look very gourmet is to use a balsamic glaze. I used to make my own all the time, but now it's readily available in the grocery store. So what you're going to do is just make a really pretty on top, and this gives it a little bit of sweetness. Look how pretty that looks.
Yeah, it looks great. It almost looks too good to eat.
I know.
But
and
wonderful.
Then to serve it, you would just use a pizza cutter. You can use a knife. I think a pizza cutter is a little easier. So I hope you enjoy.
Well, thanks, Barb. This has been fantastic.
Yeah, let's
it's
dig
delicious. We're super excited to tell you that we'll be launching a new podcast that will take our show and all of you to the next level.
We believe that now is the perfect time to take you on a deeper dive into all perspectives and options that we have featured throughout the years to help you navigate through these changing times.
Stay tuned for all the details.
The Soul Institute is paving the transformational path of the modern alchemist. You may be curious if you're a modern alchemist. Are you drawn to aromatics, crystals, the elements, and the natural world? Do you yearn to unlock the hidden wisdom within you? Over the last 2 years, our programs and retreats have brought many like-minded souls together in a sacred community of shared intention to transform the places of limitation into wisdom, strength, and compassion. Through the 5 pillars of modern alchemy, essential oils, crystal healing, meditation, and practical alchemy, as well as the love frequency, we have collectively risen to new levels of empowerment, passion, and purpose.
We're back with Traci Nozels, who's the Renegade Mentor.
Hi, Traci.
Hi, Traci. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. What does the Renegade Mentor mean? Tell us.
I love when people ask me about
name.
this title. It's fantastic. The Renegade Mentor, as I come in, is I work with business women and owners and entrepreneurs, and they're the tough women. They've got their blinders on, especially us Jersey girls, right? What I do under that title is I really step into their inner barrier where they have their walls up. We all have these invisible little glass ceilings where we're like, I'm fine, I've got this, I don't need to let anybody in. So what I do is tap into their frequency through their speech and how they're showing up energetically. So that's powerful because then I can go into, do you realize that your thoughts and your words are putting out a vibration that others are picking up on? And that's so important in business.
So important.
So
and can I just interrupt and tell everyone that you are really life coaching?
Yeah, mindset mentor, life coaching,
Yes.
whatever the title. That's why I just encompass that under the Renegade Mentor.
Yes.
Is because I really come in and help these high-performing women understand to empower and rise up to a new level. It's going to take a different version they haven't been at yet. So that's owning their power. So when we own our power, we have to own our power. What's in our field? What are our back thoughts? What is bothering us in our life that is really overflowing into every aspect of our life?
Do most of your clients recognize that they have something that they're bringing up, or
most do? Some just feel off because a lot of women are either rising in their career or they're choosing to change their career. And then they just feel anxious, nervous, or defensive. That's another one that comes up.
Well,
all
usually
the time.
for women in business, there's so many aspects to what they're handling, right? They're handling the business, often handling a family,
Yes,
handling
completely.
kids, and then even I think there's an expectation for women with their interpersonal skills with their team differently than men. I think that men get away with being a little bit more harsh and it gets accepted and moved on, and women have to delicately get things done. So I think there's a lot.
And when you don't
women.
buffer it, you're in trouble. Right.
So that's owning our energy, because as fierce businesswomen, we can be quite blunt when we need to, but it is having our soft feminine edge, but being a powerhouse in the same aspect. So it is those.
Easy to juggle that.
And that's where I love to go tap into that energy. And where are some things off in your life, or when life will throw a curveball our way? How do you handle that? Right. Because we still have to maneuver through that energy and process it. We can't just stuff down what we don't want to handle emotionally, because it will just compile until you either have a breakdown or you get sick.
Do you have a tip that you can offer?
Yes, thank you.
I was going to offer.
Yes.
Same
So
thing.
simple tip is take a deep breath, right? Because when we do that, so once you did that, your whole body relaxed.
Right.
So
and we forget.
So we're tense, we're tight, we're talking, and we tend to restrict and hold our breath. So when we breathe, our whole body tends to relax, but then it brings you a moment of clarity. It gives your mind a second to rest, so you can come back into, okay, what's my next piece? What do I need to do? So yes, I walk around telling everybody to breathe all the time.
No, that's great. And simple. Everyone can do it.
Well, that too, because, we tend to look a little bit stern when we're overthinking. So when we breathe and take that breath, we literally, from head to toe, you can feel your body just ease up.
I'm going to ask your thoughts on this, because I learned that with emails a long time ago. So I can be in the heat of a reaction and write an email and say, I better just sleep on this. And then I go back to it the next day and I'm like, none of this was necessary.
Right, because that's how we process sometimes.
And so I'm still annoyed or responding to the situation, but has my energy changed that much?
Oh, yes, it has. If you had that clarity, say, is this necessary? Then you cleared the energy.
I always think I'm, calm and balanced.
Of course, we do, but no, because we come at it. We come at it because we've got things to handle.
Well,
so.
you are calm and balanced, and you actually waited. A lot
You
of
did,
times I write something and then just send it.
I learned the hard way, though.
Right.
We all have when we were younger, right?
Well, that's the thing, is we have a tone, right? And it's the same with if we're smiling or if we're like, that is felt by people, whether it's seen or unseen. People can feel your energy. So that wraps it back up, coming back to reclaim your energy, own your energy, be responsible for your energy. Because if somebody's triggered us, it's our responsibility of how we react to that. Okay. So in that moment, that's how you reclaim your power and hold your power and stay in it, is by not being reactive. So when you can go silent for a moment, you're showing up winning because you're listening. You're not listening to react. You're listening actually to respond. And that's power. It's a power position. But it's amazing, because then you're less stressed and you're more calm through the difficult situations or conversations that we have to have from time to time.
You're very good at that.
I do well at meetings.
You do.
Yeah.
Take me to the meeting. Call the tricks.
Yes.
That's
Awesome.
All right. So do you have anything else that you want people to know about?
Life has thrown me curveballs as well. So I do live through what I talk about with everybody.
And you also, I want to say, you do work with your intuition. Or through
yes.
You're very intuitive.
Yes.
I know. Yeah, we didn't say that.
I do. So that's the other piece to high performing women. Is they're knowing something is off, but it's their soul essence that is screaming to come back out. And that's where we get our blinders on and we're like not happy, or we're frustrated, angry.
Traci, the difference with your coaching with a businesswoman, you see this, right? And you can help them navigate it, but you're also putting women in touch with that voice.
Absolutely.
Teaching them, right?
That's how I teach women to live into lasting change. Right. Absolutely. Because I don't want them to come and get this and then walk out and they rubber band back to where they were.
Right.
Because that doesn't feel good for me. I want them to grow and and to brighten and shine, and it's exciting.
Right.
And happy for that. So yes, my intuition is, because I have a science degree. So between my science and my intuition, I can always pinpoint and help everybody right through where they need to go. I hit it from top to bottom with everybody in their energetic
Right, so you use
field.
everything.
So
All
I do.
your
I really
backgrounds
use everything.
That's great.
The
So-
intuition comes flying in. It's a safe zone, and that's really important for high performers. They need to feel like they can let their guard down for a moment, and that's when they have the most impact and transformation.
That's great.
When was your transformation?
My turning point was probably about 15 years ago or longer. I was taking care of my dying mother, and I came home and I walked past the mirror and I stopped dead in my tracks because I didn't recognize my own face. And in that very moment, I'll never forget it, I thought to myself, wow, who else feels this way, and how can I help them get through it quicker than it's taken me to go through all this?
Wow, that's great.
Wow.
So
Talk
here I
about
am.
pivoting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Coming out of corporate, going into this, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
sharing this. Yeah, this
Thank
is
you.
amazing and
beautiful.
really needed.
It is
Yeah,
really needed.
wonderful
Yes.
work. Keep it going.
Thank you.
And,
Yes.
It's exciting.
It's good to know you're out there.
Yes.
I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for being
Thank
with
you.
us
Thank you
today.
so
Thank
much.
you.
All right. And we'll be right back after this.
Do you suffer from headaches, stiff, sore joints, digestive disorders, recurring infections, emotional stress, or sleepless nights? Try Enzyme Nutrition. It's scientific, personalized, and has no side effects. Visit Susan Richter, RN, at nextlevelhealing.com. Read her reviews or reach out directly at 973-586-0626 to learn more.
Welcome to A3 Digital Media, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. We target, strategize, captivate, and convert for you. We make it our passion to elevate your brand. Our services are personalized for you, and the only time we succeed is after you do. You can trust us to provide quality work that will get to you in no time. Be ahead, stand out from your competition, grow your business to the peak.
Hi, everyone. So today we're here with one of our favorite people.
Yes.
Lee Gavarzik. Yes. And Lee is an intuitive and an artist, but that just doesn't really explain everything you do.
There's just so much to talk
There's
about.
so much to talk about. So I'm
Yes.
going to let you tell us a little bit about how you work and.
Well, thank
Roll
you.
with it.
I work intuitively, and I create sacred geometric forms based on the energy system of a person.
Right.
So it is all done through the exchange. We talk, we discuss a little bit about their background, etc. And then from there, I get imagery, usually in sleep, during dream states, etc. And I start rendering it. And then when it's complete, they tell me the significance of it, because a lot of it is really so specific to their own life that they know better than anybody. Colors, the shapes, the meaning of them, etc., the style, it's the affirmation that goes with it, and all of that.
Sort of like a soul logo, we
Little
used to
soul
say?
logo, yes,
Yes.
because so much of our world, people feel, in physics, is created out of these geometric forms, these tetrahedrons, these shapes that create our reality formed by consciousness. And so they create their own energy signatures, and these signatures have their own power and strength.
You've actually had images come to you that weren't for someone in particular, right?
Yes.
I know that it has
Yes, like the
driven
recent
you.
one, yes. Yeah, like the one that was dealing with creation that I just came in, and that ties into this ancient Egyptian glyph. So yes, there's some of them that just come in and they're meant to come in, and I simply roll them out, and they come in the order where they're supposed to come in. I just am a trusted servant. I do not govern. I just roll them out.
Right.
And what's fantastic is when people see them, even though, people can look at the collection and then they're drawn to something, and then Lee tells them the meaning, and it's just,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
perfect.
It's amazing
Right.
because
It's
it
amazing,
just
and
goes
it's
right to
always-
the heart.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly what you need to hear
Exactly.
at that time, or
Yep.
what's going on with you. Yes.
Yeah, the diagnostic ability of it is really crazy,
Yes.
even for me, because I'm constantly blown away by, really?
Yeah.
Because some of them are very specific
Yes.
about a particular challenge at work or family or health issue, et cetera, and they'll pick it, and then the mark, the glyph, the geometric form will be exactly that thing. And then when they're in the experience of it, it kind of has its own influence. sacred geometry and different kinds of face has been around for thousands of years. This is nothing new. And we have symbolism, man and his symbols by Carl Jung. We have these symbols for a reason. They stand for things. And even in old cave drawings, there were consistently 33 or 44 different shapes that occurred throughout the world. Why are people always drawn to certain images? Why are they always drawn to, what is the affirming nature of that? And I think that is found within these fairly complicated forms that I create.
So Lee, how much does color come into play? Because there's an emotional component, you're pulled to it, but they're just beautiful to look at.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Well, color is incredibly significant. Color is symbolic within the chakras. You can see each of them has their own meaning. The combination of colors may have relevance to the person, but the vibrancy of the color is also something to take into account.
Talk to us about your intuitive abilities, and we want to talk about our event that we're having November 12th with the panel.
Very excited.
Oh my
very
gosh!
Excited about that.
Yeah, so I kind of want your insight on that before you're all together giving insight and messages. So.
Whatever it is that a person has energetically attached themselves to or is energetically blocked is, to me, something that I pick up on. It kind of almost draws a lot of my attention. You can think of it as a focal point. Something, imagine if you were trying to get to something in your life and you hadn't gotten to it yet. You keep thinking about it. You'd be saying, oh my goodness, I need to mail that, or I need to call that person up and make those plans for whatever. So whatever that is that person's working on has a kind of energetic focus to it. Sometimes people aren't even aware of that, but I can pick up on that, and that's how we start.
The most beautiful thing I find with Lee, because everybody is going to be blown away by what he can bring and what you deliver in a message, but it's so pure. There's no opinion. And sometimes Lee will be giving a reading and go, oh, where did that come from? Right?
It's true. He does that a lot.
Because there's no opinion, there's no ego. It's incredible.
Well, thank you.
And that is a rare thing, to be able to just deliver it.
If you
like that, which is great.
It is so important that the reader be aware of their own shadow, that they have worked through their own issues. I mean, even in traditional psychotherapy, you can't, if I am not clear on what it is that I'm about, and I can't understand my own dynamic, then I'm going to end up projecting. So the key is to suspend that and be just an open vessel that allows that person's experience to come in. It's really not about me. It shouldn't be about me.
Right,
it has nothing to do with me. I am just a facilitator. I'm just a trusted servant in their own process, which they've entrusted me. And the ability of the person to trust and open up to me is a good tell onto the quality of the reading.
I have a very close family member that needs help desperately, and they don't think that they need help. And I pray and I hope, but I don't know how to reach them.
I think he's close to bottoming out. And when he bottoms out, there's going to be an opportunity. And that opportunity will then just be an affirmation of the value, and that's it. Your energy is really important, though. So protect it.
I try.
Remember, we have to take care of ourselves first. We're only as good as our self-care. That's all we can offer is what we have. We cannot offer what we don't. So remember that and model the behaviors that you feel are valuable. Be the touchstone and the inspiration for him by addressing whatever it is that he brings up within you that causes you to reflect on your own life.
He denies everything. That's the whole thing.
But that's the thing. You can then provide that. Whether or not he takes it is separately. But in that way, you benefit. Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and we'll be right back after this. We want to invite you to the ultimate live intuitive event. With renowned experts, we're about to embark on a mind-blowing experience.
Get ready for an extraordinary journey into the realm of the unknown. Whether it's matters of the heart, career choices, or spiritual growth, we've got you covered.
During the panel discussions, we are ready to take your burning questions and provide you with profound insights.
We have vendors, healing sessions.
To find out more about everything we have, go to wellnessgala.com. We look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for watching today, and be sure to check out balanceyourlife.tv and subscribe to our YouTube channel.